Show, folks. The first guest tonight has spent his entire life fighting for civil rights. He's now the subject of a new documentary, Loudmouth.
You don't have none of us under control. And you will never have us under control again.
That was Howard Beach. It felt like a victory, but you knew that you won a case, not changed the system. I'd been in the movement since 12, and I knew the difference between moments and movements that won. So it was a good momentary victory.
Please welcome Reverend Al Sharpton. Reverend, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Nice to see you again. It's been a long time. You're talking in that quote, in that little clip we just saw there, about momentary victories and ongoing battles, the difference between the two of those. I know you just came back from Florida, from an event down there, protesting the attempts to ban Black history from classrooms in Florida. Do you have a message for DeSantis and others who are trying to control that curriculum?
Well, I think that if we are to have the country to become the nation that it proposes to be, we need to know everybody's history. And we need to celebrate everybody's history and not censor it. And what the governor is trying to do there, Governor DeSantis, is he's trying to use a cultural war to run for president. Us against them. I'm going to do this to the LGBTQ community. I'm going to do this with women's rights. I'm going to fly migrants out of Florida and send them to Martha's Vineyard. I'm going to decide what makes whites uncomfortable in Black history. Rather than saying the more we learn about the truth about all of us, it brings us all together. It's supposed to be the United States. But he thinks because his mentor and political daddy, Donald Trump, used race to go into politics, because don't forget, Donald Trump started with birtherism, that Obama was not one of us. He's trying to use the race wedge, so baby Trump, that you call DeSantis, is trying to use Black History Month to go and run for president. And some of us are saying that our history is too important to us to let that happen.
Well, are you surprised, again, talking about momentary victories and ongoing battles, are you surprised that, in this case, critical race theory, or CRT as it's abbreviated, is just being used as sort of as a catch-all for anything that people don't like on the farthest right reaches of the Republican Party? Everything gets dumped in there, is used as a byword for divisiveness. Are you surprised that it's being used as quite such a cudgel?
I think that I'm not as surprised as I am trying to make sure we dramatize it. That's what's happening. That's why we did the march yesterday, the rallies, we'll be doing others. Because I think that the surprise I think they have is that many people of different communities are now beginning to come together. I remember when George Floyd happened, and I went to do the funerals and work with the family on some of the rallies and marches. I went to some rallies, there were more whites than Blacks saying that this is wrong. I remember that there was a young white 17-year-old young man in a place called Beebe, Arkansas, that was killed by police. His family called me and attorney Ben Crump to come in. Ben Crump became the lawyer for the family. I preached his funeral. They don't put that on right-wing news. I won't call their name because I don't advertise on your platform my adversaries.
No free rides, I believe we call it.
No. no free rides, though, even though you and I are going to have to talk about me having to come out after Congressman Santos, but that's another time. But I think that people are coming together more than they would have ever felt, which is why Joe Biden beat Trump. Not because of a Democrat, because people don't want the division. People around America don't agree with me on everything, but they agree we all need to talk and deal with these issues. And I think that they have overplayed their hands in terms of this divisiveness. Trump was president for 4 years, and it was always playing this polarization, and I think people are sick and tired of that.
We have to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Al Sharpton, everybody. Stick around.